Good evening, football fans. Welcome back to Family Ties Production. We have another exciting MAC conference game tonight. We have the 4-1 Davenport Assumption Knights versus the 4-1 North Scott Lancers, a battle of two of the top teams in the MAC conference. It should be a great game, and let's go over a few of the sponsors that give us the ability to bring this game to you. The first is the Hair Hut of Eldridge. April Russ and her talented staff of hairstylists are waiting to give you the style you want. Call 563-285-4423 to set up your appointment today. And Jeff's Car Corner of Davenport, located at 4th and Division in Davenport, named the Quad City Times Reader's Choice Best Used Car Dealership for 2009 and 2010. Jersey Grill and Rookie Sports Bar, both of Davenport. Jersey Grill, where great food, family, and sports come together. And Rookie Sports Bar, winner of numerous Quad City Times Reader's Choice Awards, including Best Pizza, numerous flat-screen TVs at both locations to catch all of the action throughout the World Series, the 2011 college, and the NFL football seasons, and much more. North Scott Physical Therapy and Plaza Physical Therapy of Eldridge and Davenport. Stop in and say hello to Kevin Swanson and his staff of fine trainers and physical therapists. Precision Air of Davenport, offering you industry-leading service and technology for all your climate control and air quality needs and cost-effective, environmentally friendly designs custom fitted to your property's needs. The business specializes in geothermal. Call Keith or Trish Sheldon at 563-285-9510 to find out more. The Quad City Sports Register, your weekly sports news magazine covering the Quad City area, from the preps to the local pro scene and the local racing too. Contact Chris Maloney at qcsportsregister@yahoo.com to subscribe today. Call him at 309-749-5773. And last but not least, Valent with Travis Ralphs of Eldridge. Valent, an agricultural chemical company supplying soybean and corn herbicides and fungicides for weed control and diseases to the American farmer. Contact Travis at 563-726-1195. Valent, a strong supporter of Quad City area sports. And we'd like to thank those sponsors for letting us bring this to you tonight. Again, we got the North Scott Lancers versus the Davenport Assumption. Both teams have some key players coming back. Assumption had their quarterback a little bit dinged up, but I see Derek Fulton is down on the sideline warming up and ready to go. And North Scott gets two of their key receivers back. One is Randy Schmidt, number 9. You'll see him. They try and get him involved in the game any way they can. And the other one is Noah Gumpert. He's the big 6'4" wide receiver for North Scott. And we're about ready to kick off. We have number 5, Cole Clements, kicking off. We have number 28, Jacob Schwartz, and I can't catch the number on the other one, but they are ready to return. North Scott will be receiving. And here comes Clements' approach. He kicks it deep. It's taken by number 21. He brings it up the left-hand sideline, and he gets tackled at about the 23-yard line. He's brought down on the play by number 4, Colin Gould. Number 21 on that was Josh Linkman. All right, here we go, folks. North Scott will come out. It'll be a very familiar scene you'll see tonight. Both teams use pistol formation. North Scott tends to throw a little bit more out of theirs, but they do have the talented back of Tanner Johnson in the backfield. And you'll see Assumption come out in a pistol formation, but they'll come out with a little more two-back. They implement that fullback a little bit more. All right, here we go. We got Lewis DeVries, the all-conference quarterback, set back in the shotgun. We have 5 wide receivers, 3 to the right, 2 to the left. And he's calling out some plays. Tanner Johnson goes into motion. The handoff is to Tanner Johnson on a rocket sweep. He breaks to the outside. He cuts it up, and he's stuck down by number 3, Nick Shebler. Nice play by the cornerback there. He kept his outside arm free, and he was able to string him out for just a short gain of about 2 yards there. Tanner Johnson is a very talented back. He's one of the leading rushers in the MAC. He does a great job of finding the hole, sticking his foot in the ground, and getting upfield. He's got a little wiggle to him, too. All right, we have DeVries back in the shotgun. He drops back. He throws it out to number 9. Number 9 sidesteps, and he's up the sideline. And Javas takes him down at about the 48-yard line of Assumption after a big gain on the play.
Javas on the tackle for the Knights.
Big gain, and that's what Randy Schmidt brings to the game, folks. He's a great receiver, got wonderful hands, and he's very, very, very fast. You'll watch North Scott here. They run they run a basic no-huddle offense. They all wear wristbands to check the play that's being called in. We have trips to the right, one to the left. It's a handoff to Tanner Johnson. He plows his way up the middle, and he's shut down by a host of tacklers there. Probably about a gain of 3 on the play. That's just a dive play straight up the middle. North Scott's going in a hurry here. They got Sorensen off to the left. Schmidt and Gumpert off to the right. It's another throw to Schmidt. He gets the ball. He breaks the outside, makes a nice cut there, and he's got a first down. Nice block there by number 7, J.D. Pumphrey on the play. Pumphrey's another one of their starting wide receivers. And you had Gumpert on the outside too. Gumpert was out a couple of games ago. But Gumpert and Pumphrey tend to line up on the same side, and they work real well together. They're a nice tandem out there. All right, we have a fullback in the game. It's Tyler Blondell. The hand is up the middle to Blondell, and he plows his way forward for about an 11-yard gain.
Blondell, the ball carrier.
Blondell doesn't get in the game much as a fullback, but when he does, he's usually used as a blocker. He's a very talented linebacker, but he does have a little power to him. He can lay the wood when he needs to.
Gain of 11, first down.
And we have Davenport Assumption out here. You'll notice they kind of come out. They play a lot of man-to-man. They come out in a 3-4 set, and DeVries keeps up the middle. Runs it up the middle for about a 9-yard gain. He's drugged to the ground by number 29, Trey Anderson. Cleaned up by Tim Kilfoy there. You'll hear Kilfoy's name a lot tonight. He's an all-state performer for Assumption. He's one of the more solid players out there. We got Blondell in the game with Tanner Johnson. It's a pass. It's through the hands of Randy Schmidt. Just a little button hook there by Randy Schmidt, just a little high and outside there by Louis DeVries. Louis really excels on those short, quick passes there. All right, folks, we got 9 minutes and 39 seconds left here in the first quarter. North Scott is driving, putting together a pretty good drive here. The snap's back, hand off to Blondell. He plows his way forward and just pushes the pile forward. That's a nice way to pick up 3 yards and get the first down. All right, folks.
First down.
We have a 1st and 10 at about the 14-yard line. DeVries is calling out some signals to the rest of the backs. Tanner Johnson back in the shotgun. Colby Sorensen goes into motion, comes in a little shuffle. It's a handoff to, nope. It's a pass. Oh, over the top of, just out of the reach of Randy Schmidt there. It looked like they had a little bit of a timing problem on that play. Looked like Schmidt was ready for the ball before DeVries was ready to throw it. Schmidt jumped a little too soon on that one. Sometimes when you're out a couple of weeks, that tends to throw your timing off there a little bit. All right, we got trips to the left. Sorensen goes in motion to the right. It's a handoff to Johnson. He cuts up the middle. He puts his foot in the ground, and he runs over Kilfoy, and they don't quite give him the touchdown. They mark him at about the 1-yard line, but North Scott will have it 1st and goal at the 1-yard line. They'll have 3 shots there. I'd suspect to see a little bit of Tanner Johnson here again. And the snap is back. Handoff is to Johnson. He cuts to the left. He's trying to push his way forward. He falls forward. It looks like they mark him just short there. He was reaching out. Now this is one of the things about the pistol that you don't get to see is he doesn't get under center much, and this would be an ideal place for just your simple quarterback sneak. They have done it before in past games, but they do not do it very often. Blondell's back in the game. My suspicion would be either Blondell up the middle or a lead, and they're going to follow Blondell's butt right into the end zone. And that is exactly what they do. Touchdown, Tanner Johnson and the North Scott Lancers. A little trap play there. Tanner Johnson followed right up behind Blondell and into the end zone for a score. We got a 6-0 lead for North Scott. 8:26 to go here in the first quarter. We got John Russ out to kick. We got Tyler Verbrugge on the hold, and we got Mr. Kreider on the snap. Justin Kreider on the snap. If Kreider sounds familiar, his brother snaps for the University of Iowa. Here's a snap back. It's a good snap. The kick is up, and it is no good. John Russ has struggled a little bit this year on his kicking. He made solid contact there, just pulled it a little bit. Kind of looks like my golf swing out there, not very straight. All right, folks, here we go. So it is 6-0 here. 8 minutes and 26 seconds left. And North Scott will be coming out to kick off. The kickoff will be brought to you by North Scott Physical Therapy and Plaza Physical Therapy. Thank you, Kevin Swanson, for your wonderful help with bringing us this game. John Russ will is there to kick off. Tim Kilfoy is back to return along with John LaGrange. North Scott's been doing a lot of kind of pooch kicks. They don't kick it deep. They try and kick it to one of the upbacks and see if they can get it on the ground and get their guys down the field and make nice solid tackles. Your upbacks are Jake Gervas. He's the only sophomore out on the field tonight. And your other upback is, I can't catch his number, but he's a pretty well put together kid. Russ up on the kickoff. He kind of kicks a squibber. It comes back to number 1, Bradley Grothus on the play. He cuts up the left-hand side. He breaks it up. And he returns it to about the 35-yard line. A nice return on the play. Davenport Assumption had a return left on that. You can see by the way Grothus was disciplined. He took it all the way across the field, broke it up inside. They don't really use a wedge anymore, but more inside the blocking that was set up there for him. Davenport Assumption will come out in a pistol formation here. Nope, and this one they don't. They come out in just a shotgun formation. That's Kilfoy goes into motion, and Fulton follows him up. He slips a tackle, and he's brought down after about an 8-yard gain on the play. Brought down by Blondell and John Kinney among some other tacklers. That's a good way to get the drive started. You know that Assumption will come out wanting to score here after North Scott took it down on them. You got Zach Mumm as the running back in the backfield. You got Fulton as Derek Fulton. The handoff goes to Mumm. Drug back after about a 1-yard loss there. Nice play by number 70 on there. That's Chad Orman. And number 57, that is John Kinney. All right, we have a 3rd and 3 here. Assumption has always been an excellent running team ever since I've known about them. So they can do just about anything here. They have confidence in those offensive linemen, I'm sure. We got Grothus in the backfield to go along with Fulton. Fulton just keeps it, cuts it up, and he gets a first down on about a 5-yard gain there. Tackled by Big John Kinney. You'll hear John Kinney's name a lot tonight. He's one of the defensive stalwarts for North Scott. You'll also hear Tyler Blondell quite a bit. Chad Orman, who got the tackle on the play before, hasn't been getting a lot of play in the past. Looks like he's really proved himself to the coaches over this week of practice, so you'll see him in there some. North Scott comes out in a 3-4 set. They like their linebackers. They like their athleticism. You'll see some blitzes from them. Mumm goes into motion. The snap's back to Fulton. He throws it to number 5. Makes a nice catch on the play. Number 5 on the play, Cole Clements. He's also their kicker. Gains about 8 yards on the play.
Right now by Josh Lincoln.
All right, here we go, folks. You'll notice a little difference in North Scott versus Assumption here. Assumption runs their plays in and out with the receiver. Receiver, running back. Looks like they've been doing it some with their running back. Mum goes into motion. The snap is back to Fulton. It's a sprint out to the right. They got it pretty well covered up. He throws it. Oh, and it's just about intercepted by Jacob Schwartz. Right through his wickets there. The pass was intended for Zach Mum on the play, but Jacob Schwartz sat down in the hole there, and it went right through his hands. That would have been a huge play. Well, here we go. We got a 3rd and 3 here. The last time it was about 3rd and 3. They did a little quarterback keep to the right. Let's see if they like to keep it in Fulton's hands here. Fulton and Mum are two of the top rushers in the MAC. Kilfoy goes into motion. The hands off to number 17. He picks up a first down on a 4-yard gain. That's Alex Mathis. That should sound familiar to the Assumption fans out there. There's been lots of Mathises and Kilfoys come through this program. I played against a real good Mathis when I was in high school. His name was Tim Mathis. He was a wonderful linebacker for Davenport Assumption. I'm sure they're related in some way. All right, here we go. We come out in a pistol formation with a tight end. They flip the tight end to the opposite side of the field. It's a run off to the right from Mum. Mum runs into his own man and falls to the ground. He had a little more running room in front of him there, but he ran into Grothus on the play and knocked himself to the ground. Too bad. That was a good-looking play. All right, folks, he gained about 4 yards on the play, 3 yards on the play, so we got a 2nd and 7. It's still 6-0 here with 5 minutes and 40 seconds left in the first quarter. They come out in shotgun. They have twins to the left. I'm sorry, they have trips to the right. And we have a timeout called by Davenport Assumption here. Davenport looked like they were had some confusion going on there. They what they like to do is they line their tight end up on one side. They'll bring him across the formation to the opposite side. What that does is it makes your defense shift. They'll go from, because where the tight end is where the strong side of the field is, and that's how you align your defense. And so sometimes that can throw off. You might have an end who usually lines up on the strong side, and that's something that just kind of throws people off a little bit. You don't see it a whole lot at the high school level because it's a tough thing to get used to, because you have to have a receiver step off the line of scrimmage, you have to have a receiver step on the line of scrimmage. So you'll notice it's kind of like a nice dance out there. They're doing a little waltz out there. One's forward, one's back, and the other one switches to the other side of the field. Davenport Assumption has always been known to have very disciplined teams, though, so it's no surprise that if you're going to see a high school team do it, this is a team that will do it. All right, here we go. Here they go. They're going to switch just like we said. He doesn't come up to the line of scrimmage. It's out to it was out to Mum on the play. Nice play on the play. Zach Mum is real well put together. He's a 5'9", 200-pound senior out there. He's very, very strong in the lower body. He's also one of their captains. Here we go. Now after being spread out, they come out in a tight formation. Kilfoy goes into motion. The handoff is to Mum, and he's ridden to the ground by number 78, Mitch Hughes, on the play. Mitch Hughes has made some big plays for North Scott. He's had a few sacks in the past few games. Really coming into his own out there. Mitch Hughes is 5'9", 245 pound, and I guarantee he's strong as an ox. He's also a junior. Here we go. We got Cole Clement split out to the left here. Everybody else comes out in the tight formation. We got Kilfoy flanked off to the left. Short motion there. And he's rolling out. There's a flag on the play. And number 11 comes up and pushes Fulton out. That's Alex Grunder. That's in the area of holding, it looks like. Number 45 was coming with some pressure. That's Caden Holst. And I think that one of the offensive linemen got a hold of him. He's trying to protect his quarterback. And believe me, if you ask any coach, if you have to hold to protect your quarterback, They won't hold it against you too much. You might yell at you a little bit, but they know you're just trying to protect that quarterback. That takes them 10 yards back from the spot of the foul. That is a big, so they get to replay second down here. Big penalty. We have 2nd and 26 out there from the 42-yard line of North Scott. I wouldn't be surprised to maybe see a draw or something like that possibly too. That's what we have. We have a quarterback draw to Fulton. Fulton breaks up, puts a little juke on there, breaks the outside. Big block by Kilfoy on the play. Tackled by Grunder. He takes it all the way up to the 14-yard line on the play. Huge block by, huge crackback there by Tim Kilfoy on the play to spring full. Fulton's got good wheels on him, and that's something that you know, probably in high school the kids don't think about, but should be aware of when you got 2nd and long like that. A lot of times they'll throw in a little, you know, draw or something like that, and that's exactly what that was. Just a little straight up quarterback draw. He drops back a couple, puts a foot in the ground, looks for a hole, and takes off. Breaks the outside and gets a big block. All right, here, number 17 goes into motion. That's Mathis. It's a little rocket screen to number 5. Cole Clements on the play. He's brought to the ground after a gain of about 4 yards on the play. That's a rocket screen. You'll see both teams implement that play. It's just like a long handoff. You get that running back coming at, or you get that wide receiver coming at you, and he gets a little head of steam going. And then he catches a couple blocks from maybe the tight end or another receiver. Just tries to get upfield for a few yards. Picks up 4 on the play. Just as good as a run there. All right, we have Derek Fulton in the shotgun. Mum goes into motion. He hands it off to number 1 on the play. He breaks a few tackles. That's Grothus on the carry there. Grunder comes up to make the initial hit on the play. He gains about 3 yards on the play. We have about a 3rd and 3 here. So again, this is a assumption. They're getting close here. So the windows get a little smaller here when it comes to the passing game. So I wouldn't be surprised to see a run here. We got 2 backs in the backfield. We got Mathis and Mum. It's a bubbled handoff, and he's brought to the ground by Caden Holst. On the handoff, Holst came on the blitz around the corner and brought him to the ground. That's a huge play by Mr. Holst out there. That takes them back to 4th and long. No chance of going for it. They'll bring out their kicker on the play to see what they got. Clements is their kicker. He showed a strong leg on the kickoff. This will be about a 25-yard field goal from the right center. There is some wind tonight. If anything, it's coming into him as it looks. So he kicks it up. And it's up, and it's good. That's 3 more points for the Davenport Assumption Knights. Nice kick there by Mr. Clements. All right, folks, North Scott is leading 6-3 with 2 minutes and 12 seconds to go in the first quarter. We'll be back right after this. And back to action here, folks. We'll reset it. 2 minutes and 12 seconds in the first quarter. Davenport Assumption is behind 3-6 to the North Scott Lancers. It's a kick straight up in the air to number 17, Joel Pancrantz. He breaks up the sideline, and he's brought to the ground at about the 33-yard line. The tackle on the play was number 21, Patrick Smith. All right, here we go, folks. North Scott, the last time out, was methodical in their drive, taking it down the field on mostly just short gainers. They had the one big play to Schmidt, but other than that, they just kept pounding it and pounding it. They had a few runs, a few short passes. So let's see if they stick with that game plan here, and let's see how Davenport Assumption, how the Knights will adjust out there. The Knights come out. They also come out in a 3-4. They like their athleticism. Oh, they come out in a 4-3 this time. Sorensen goes into motion. The handoff goes to Johnson, and he's brought to the ground. Big tackle there by number 1, Brady Grothus, helped out by number 64, Matt Carlin on the play. Matt Carlin is one of their captains out there. He's got the respect of his teammates by getting voted that captainship. North Scott switching some wide receivers here. Sorensen and Schmidt to the same side. Gumpert and Pumphrey to the opposite side. It's a drop back pass by number 10. It goes out to Pumphrey. He cuts. And there's a flag on the play. I'm not sure what that flag is for. Pumphrey comes up a little gimpy on the play. Let's see if he stays in the game. Yeah, there was a penalty. The referees are conversing here. Could be an area of an eligible receiver downfield. Not sure what that was about. Don't know if both men lined up on the line of scrimmage and it couldn't be thrown to Pumphrey or what the deal was. So that's going to take it 5 yards back from the original line of scrimmage. That's going to give them a 2nd and 17. I'm sure North Scott will come out passing here. They have trips out to the left. They have a single receiver, Sorensen, out to the right. It's a little shovel pass to Tanner Johnson. He breaks to the outside. He breaks it up. He gains about 7 or 8 yards on the play and is brought down by a host of Lancer tacklers. That's a new little wrinkle we haven't seen before from this North Scott Lancer team.
Hit by several knights.
Nice play to pick up positive yardage there by Tanner Johnson. It was about blown up as soon as he caught the ball there. That is a passing play, so if that would have hit the ground, that would have just been an incomplete pass. So it's a pretty low risk play there. All right, here we go, folks. We got twins right and left. Sorensen goes into motion. We got a sprint out to the left. It's out to Schmidt on the play, tackled at about the 39-yard line. Looks like by the spot they'll have a first down on the play. They do. Nice play there by Schmidt. That was just basically a single receiver route. Schmidt had to get open or they wouldn't have had much else. Schmidt is an excellent athlete out there. He's very fast. He's the backup quarterback. He can really throw it too. He's a very, very good football player out there. Lewis DeVries in the shotgun. The handoff goes to Tanner Johnson. He breaks up the sideline. He's brought to the ground by Kilfoy on the play. Without that tackle, Tanner Johnson would have been off to the races, but he still had a great gain of 13 yards on the play. He wasn't touched until Kilfoy tackled him. Great blocking there by the North Scott Lancer offensive line. North Scott Lancer offensive line has some real good athletes on that line. John Kinney, one of their strong linebackers, is on that line. We got 5 wide receivers. Lewis DeVries keeps it, breaks it out to the outside, outruns one guy, and he's pushed out of bounds by Kilfoy there. That play has worked twice now. They set it up earlier when they handed that rocket, that what you call a rocket or a missile sweep there. And that's the end of the first quarter. North Scott Lancers are leading 6-3 and they're driving here at the end of the first quarter. We'll be back 1st and 10 North Scott Lancers in the second quarter. All right, here we go, folks. It'll be 1st and 10 from the Assumption 26-yard line. North Scott comes out with 5 wide receivers here. DeVries takes a snap, has a man open downfield, and it's Schmidt. Oh, and he just underthrows him, knocked away by Shebler on the play. What a great play by Shebler. Schmidt had run past him, made him look like he was standing in concrete, but DeVries just underthrew him. DeVries the last few weeks has had a tendency to underthrow those deep wide receivers. You really just have to throw it out there for Schmidt. He'll run underneath it. He's got good wheels. All right, here we go. We got trips to the right. The handoff goes to Tanner Johnson. He cuts back to the left. What a cut on the play. He breaks it around, and he's tackled, brought to the ground by number 21, Patrick Schmidt. What a wonderful cut there by Tanner Johnson. He made a little jump cut. The play was to go to the left. He jump cut all the way back against the grain to the right and made a wonderful gain of the first down. We have 1st and 7 at about the 8-yard line out there. 7-yard line. And Tanner Johnson just plows his way up the middle for a gain of about 4 yards on the play. Little pushing and shoving going on out there. Both these teams, you know, want to win this game. Both being tied for the lead in the MAC. They really, you know, they're going to get a little hot under the collar at times. Whichever team will keep its cool is the one that's going to have the advantage in that part and will probably get the win. And if you get a lot of personal foul calls, then it tends to hurt you real bad in games. The snap goes back. It's a handoff to Tanner Johnson. He cuts to the outside, and he's brought to the ground on a nice play there by number 17, Alex Smith. Good tackle there, Alex Mathis. Good tackle there by Mr. Mathis on the play. That was a touchdown-saving tackle right there. We got 3rd and goal from the 2.5-yard line. Pumphrey goes into motion. And DeVries keeps it, plows up the middle for a touchdown. North Scott Lancers and Lewis DeVries. Nice play there by Mr. DeVries. He just read the tackle, kept it soft spot, and took it in. North Scott's going to keep their offense on the field here and go for 2. Great play there. They're trying to get a play in here. So they got Blondell's in the game. You could see a run here behind Tanner Johnson. I wouldn't be surprised to see a pass. You got Schmidt out here 1-on-1. Humphreys goes into motion to the right. It's a little pitch out to Tanner Johnson. He's to the outside. He spins, jumps, touchdown. What a play by Tanner Johnson. They had him dead to rights there. Did a little spin. Kilfoy lost his footing, just had a hold of his foot, and Tanner Johnson powers his way into the end zone on that one. What a nice spin move there by Tanner Johnson. All right, folks, it's 10:29 left in the second quarter here. Your North Scott Lancers are leading your Davenport Assumption Knights by 11 points here, 14-3. We'll be back right after this. All right, folks, here we go. We got John Russ in to kick off. Let's see where he kicks it off. Assumption has changed up their formation here. Kilfoy is out of the game, not returning. They have a single returner back. It's a little squib kick. Number 10, nope, number 1, Grothus fields it, and he's brought down at about the 27-yard line. That is exactly what that kick is designed to do. It goes down the field, it's slow, you want him to bobble it, you want to get your coverage team down there. They know they can't kick it deep, especially into this wind, so they keep it low and they just kind of dribble it down the field, and you know, if you can keep them behind the 30-yard line, you're happy about that. All right, here we go, folks. We got Davenport Assumption coming out here. They really need to put some points on the board here. They got the ball on about the 27-yard line, 1st and 10. Fulton back in the backfield. It's a pass out to Kilfoy. He's stuck to the ground by number 30, Tyler Blondell, along with a little bit of help there from number 21, Josh Linkman on the play. That's just a little stop route there. You're trying to get the ball in the hands of one of your better athletes. Kilfoy has had several long plays this year, and I'm sure a lot of them have come on plays just like that. Get the ball in his hands and let the kid work. He's a very athletic kid out there. All right, here we go. We got Fulton. Number 89, that's Eric Lammers, goes into motion. The handoff is to Mum. He breaks to the outside. He runs through one arm tackle. He runs through another one. He bowls his way up, and he's knocked out of bounds after a gain of about 20 yards on the play. What a great run there by Zach Mum. You aren't going to arm tackle this kid, folks. He's got some thick legs on him, and he's strong. Yep. He was tiptoeing the sideline there. Almost looked like he was out of bounds, but obviously the refs have a better eye on it than we do. All right, here we go, folks. We got single receivers to the right and left. Mum goes into motion. Fulton in shotgun. He hands it off, and he's to the tight end. He's tackled right away by number 78, Mitch Hughes on the play.
Mitch Hughes on the snap.
Number 17 was on the carry. That's Alex Mathis. Loss of 1. That's a TFL for Mr. Mitch Hughes there. Mitch is not the tallest guy in the world, but he's quick and he's strong. Making some good plays out there for them. Second and long here, 2nd and 11. Number 5, Clement splits out to the right. You got 3 receivers in this one. Drop back passes. You got just people running. Kilfoy's wide open down the sideline. Not sure where the breakdown was there, but Burt was late getting over, and Linkman stopped in his tracks. Kilfoy just ran past him there. They just ran 4 verticals. When they do that, they're trying to put pressure on the deep quarters. What you want to do is you want to make that safety make a decision there. Had he broke to the outside there, they probably would have thrown it to Lammers down the seam there. That's a tough one. Linkman's really got to get deep in a hurry on that one. The handoff is to Mum. He breaks up the middle. He runs, falls forward for about another 3 yards after initially being hit by Grunder.
Alex Grunder on the tackle.
Good tackle there.
Gain of 4 on the play.
Nice gain of 4 on that first down though. Both these offenses have not really been stopped tonight. The only difference in the score really is the fumbled snap by Assumption that led to their field goal, but nobody has really stopped them on any play. I'm not sure what was going on there. We had a kind of a little reverse play. It was a misdirection play that was supposed to be a shovel pass to Kilfoy there to get the ball in his hands, but we had some illegal procedure against the Knights. That's a tough one right there. They had a nice play set up there. You can tell it's one of the plays they run a lot. We got a 2nd and 10 here. There's 7:50 left to go in the second quarter. North Scott Lancers are leading the game 14-3. Davenport Assumption is driving, however. We have a 2nd and 10. Anything play here. Mum goes into motion. The snap's back to Fulton. You got to sprint out to the right. Holst is chasing him. Blondell puts some pressure on. Fulton's dancing for his life out there. Throws it up. Has a man wide open. He fumbles the ball out of bounds. If that's a fumble out of bounds, that is a touchback. He thought he was closer to the end zone than he was. That was Eric Lammers, the tight end. And they are calling a touchback on the play. Oh, what a huge play there by the North Scott Lancers to force that fumble. Lammers thought he was in the end zone, turned around, he was still about 3 yards out. The ball rolled out the back of the end zone, and so that is a touchback. The ball goes to the North Scott Lancers at the 20-yard line. That is a huge play. And they do. They still decide that it is a touchback. That is a huge play. That is 2 times tonight that Assumption Knight has fumbled it and shot themselves in the foot. Very unfortunate for Assumption there. If we could play that one back, you'll see Lammers thought he was in the end zone. He was still about 3 yards back. You have to credit North Scott Lancer. I didn't catch who it was, but the defensive back still hustled, tried to tackle him before the end zone. Oh, I'm sorry, we also have somebody down out there. It's one of your Assumption Knights. Let's hope it's nothing too serious. He's moving his legs around, so must be something upper body. All right, folks, we're going to go to a little timeout after this. Let's recap. It's 14-3 North Scott. They'll have the ball on the 20-yard line with 7 minutes and 28 seconds left to go in the second quarter. And we are back, folks. Let's give that young man a hand here. He's walking off the field. They're holding his right arm. It looks like it's the quarterback, Derek Fulton. That is a huge loss for the Davenport Davenport Assumption Falcons.
I call them the Knights.
Davenport Knight Falcons. What did I say? No Falcons. I'm confused, folks. Sorry. Their backup quarterback is Jake Gervais. Let's see if they bring the sophomore into the game. All right, North Scott comes out here with 5 wide receivers, trips to the left, twins to the right. We have Pumphrey and Gumpert out to the right here, the dynamic duo. We got, it's a pass. it's thrown out to, what a catch there by number 34, Tanner Johnson.
On the reception.
Nice little, they've been doing, that's the third play they've done off that same motion there. They've had DeVries kept it once, they handed it off to Johnson, now they threw it to Johnson. He must have been the first read on the play because had he looked up, he had Gumpert wide open over the middle there. He could have run for days. All right, here we go. We got trips to the left, a single receiver to the right. Sorensen goes into motion. DeVries in the pistol formation. They hand it off to Johnson. He's stuck down in the middle by number 30, Nick Gorgon on the stop. Nice tackle there by Mr. Gorgon. That was about as good a form tackle as you'll see. All right, folks, we got 3rd and 3 here. The Knights really need to stiffen up here. This is a huge play for them. If they can get off the field here, it'll keep them in the game. They need to get a stop here. We got twins to the right and left. The snap is back to DeVries. DeVries keeps it, breaks up the middle, and he's through for a first down on the play. A gain of about 7 yards on the play.
Trey Anderson on the stop.
That was just a simple read play there. That's the bread and butter of the North Scott running game. DeVries will read that defensive end. Depending on what he does, he'll keep it or he'll hand it off to Johnson. Good thing he kept it that time. Johnson was tackled immediately on the play. Here we go. We got the snap back to DeVries. He steps up. He's looking deep. He's got Sorensen wide open. Oh, he had him there. He's thrown in a little dangerous territory there with Tim Kilfoy back as the free safety.
Sorensen.
They call him the rover, the safety, or whatever you want to call him. He has made many big plays on defense. I believe he was the state leader in interceptions last year. He's a wonderful football player, but you won't see him off the field too much. All right, Blondell's back into the game at fullback. DeVries and Pumphrey goes into motion. The handoff is to Tanner Johnson. He breaks to the outside, switches the arm, runs to the outside, stiffs arms the guy, is pushed out of bounds there, just about at the first down marker. Number 21, Patrick Smith on the tackle there. And they give him the first down. First down, North Scott Lancers. North Scott's had their way so far tonight on offense. Assumption's had the chance to come up with a few big plays here and has been unable to stop them as of yet. North Scott has not been held without a score on either of their 2 drives, and they've been long, tedious drives too. All right, we got twins to the right and left. The snap is back to DeVries. He drops straight back. He's got Gumpert open. He's stuck to the ground there on about a 10-yard gain. Number 17, Alex Mathis on the play.
Noah Gumpert on the reception.
Noah Gumpert on the reception there. Noah Gumpert was out for a game. He's their big 6'4" target out there. You throw it in the area code and that kid will bring it down. He's got good hands out there. DeVries back in the shotgun again. The handoff, nope, DeVries keeps it. Tries to put a little juke on there. Is brought to the ground by number 1 there, Bradley Grothus. DeVries did a nice job just to gain a couple of yards on the play there. Assumption is really, the Knights are really stacking the line of scrimmage here, trying to hold down this running game. They haven't been able to stop it all night long. We got a little confusion going on here. Tanner Johnson's on the wrong side of the field. He gets over. They have 5 wide receivers. Schmidt goes into motion. Nope, the hand, and DeVries keeps it. Just about a gain of 1 or 2 on the play. They kind of did the opposite of what they've been doing. They had been doing that to Tanner Johnson. This time they brought Schmidt into motion. Faked that rocket sweep around the corner.
3rd down and 7.
All right, here we go, folks. Big play here with 4 minutes and 40 seconds left to go. It's a 3rd and long here, 3rd and 7. The Assumption fans are getting loud. It's a drop back by DeVries. He just throws it out of bounds. It'll be interesting to see what North Scott does here. Looks like they're going to bring out the punting team. There was some pressure brought on that play. It was by number 70, who's not listed in the program. Sorry, folks, I'm having a hard time with my words tonight. All right, Schmidt, I said he's a great athlete. He is also their punter. Backup quarterback, punter, safety, receiver. He'll do it all, folks. Number 9 is back to return. Schmidt kicks it off to the right. Oh, and the ball checks up on him. Let's see. Bounces. No! It's a touchback. That is unfortunate. They did not have to dive on the ball like that. They could have downed him at about the 2-yard line, but when you dive on the ball and slide into the end zone with the ball, that becomes a touchback. Very unfortunate play there. I'm sure that they'll talk to him about that after the game when they go into the film room. All right, folks, Gervas comes into the game. Jake Gervas is his name. He is a sophomore. He is 5'11", 170 pounds. He has played some this year. Fulton's been out with some injuries. The handoff goes to Mum, and he's tackled for a very short gain here. North Side will stack the line of scrimmage here, I'm sure. They're going to force Gervas to make some decisions here. I'm sure they want to make this young man try and throw the ball a little bit. I do know, I know a little bit about Mr. Gervas, and I do know that he is a very good athlete. I did watch him a little bit in pregame. He can throw the ball a little bit. He's got a pretty good arm on him. He can run a little bit, so they still have that wrinkle in their offense. A good running wide receiver, or quarterback. The handoff goes to Mum. It's an inside handoff to Kilfoy. Kilfoy breaks away. Gervas gets out in front of him for a block here. He's chased down by number 28, Jacob Swartz. What a great play there. That was a little inside reverse handoff, and Kilfoy takes it down the sideline for a long gain on the play. He takes the ball from the 21-yard line all the way down to the 34-yard line on the opposite end of the field. That's about a, about a 45-yard play there. 46-yard play. Nice play there. You can tell they've run that one a time or two. All right. Gervas comes out in the shotgun. We have a false start on a Davenport assumption. That's something that you don't want after a nice play, a little momentum shift like that. The last thing you want is a mental error like that, a false start. You can handle the physical errors, the physical penalties, the holdings, the accidental face masks, the things like that. The things that drive coaches nuts are the personal fouls, the things you don't have to do, and those false starts. The coaches just, they get worked up over that. I'm sure Coach Wade King is not very happy about that one. Let's see if they turn the reins loose on Gervas here a little bit. Kilfoy goes into motion. And we got another false start. You have a new quarterback in here, and sometimes it's a different cadence, it's a different sounding voice. You know, Fulton may have a voice that you can hear clearly, and Gervas is probably not as confident out there as some of your other starting quarterbacks. And the coach may need to tell him he needs to pipe up those lungs a little bit and let her rip. You got to be loud out there as a quarterback. You can't be shy. All right, Clements brings the play in here. We have a 2nd and 25 on the play. Sorry, 2nd and 20. Short motion here. It's a handoff to Mum. Mum breaks up the middle, plows his way forward for a big gain on the play of about 9 yards on the play. Like I said before, Mum's got some thick legs on him, little tree trunks down there, and he got hit at about 4 yards deep there, and he plowed his way for about another 3 yards. He just pushed the pile forward. Nice strong kid out there. I'm sure he hits the weight room quite a bit. He probably likes that squat rack. Probably lives in there. All right, here we go, folks. So we got twins to the left. Well, Tripes to the left with the tight end, and Gervas keeps it. He's up the middle. He plows over the defensive back there. Not quite to the first down. Third and short here on the play. Nice comeback here by Assumption. Gain of 11 by Gervais. We got 3rd and 2, 3rd and 1.5. That probably helped Gervais loosen up a little bit. It's always nice to get that first stick in there. Whenever you're a little nervous, a little contact always seems to help that. He's loosening up here a little bit. They're looking a little more well-oiled now. He keeps it again. He's brought to the ground. Big play here. It's going to be close. Number 45, Holst on the play, along with the help of number 76 on the play. That's Jake Storjahan. He's just short here. It's about a 4th and a half a yard.
We got 4th and 1.
About 4th and a half a yard here. They've been moving the ball. I wouldn't be surprised to see the same call here. Just Gervais keeping it up the middle, or he's going to hand it off to Mum. Either way, big play here. 4th and short. The Assumption Knights need this one. They go into motion. The handoff is to Mum. He's stuck. It'll depend on the spot, folks. It's going to be very close. He stuck the ball out. The North Scott fans think he's not there. I bet you we're going to have a measurement on this one. Yes, we are going to have a measurement on this one. So as they go through this measurement, we'll bring you we'll name off a couple of the sponsors here for you. You guys can watch to see what the marker says. We got Jeff's Car Corner of Davenport, located at 4th and Division in Davenport. Name the Quad City Times Reader's Choice winner for used car dealership. And it's North Scott Lancer football. What a stop there by the Lancers. You knew they were going to give it to Mum. North Scott knew they were going to give it to Mum. They come up and make a big tackle on the play. That is demoralizing to your Davenport Assumption Knights there. They needed that first down. We got 1 minute and 19 seconds left to go here in the first half. North Scott's leading 14-3. They're coming out after a big stop. 1 minute and 19 seconds. That's an eternity here in high school football. The clock stops for just about everything. This side of a tackle inbound short of the first down. Watch him to keep the sprint out to the left. Nope. He sprints out. Tanner Johnson breaks up the middle. He carries a few tacklers for a gain of about 17 yards on the play. What a nice play there. The clock will stop here for the chains to get set. The chain's set. North Scott, the chains are not set yet. North Scott's getting the call in. They're going to get down and set here. Everybody's checking their things, their wristbands here. Sorensen and Schmidt switch spots here. The clock is moving. There's 1 minute left to go in the first half. The clock will stop. Assumption was offsides there. They stepped over the line of scrimmage. They were going to bring a blitz. They had a hard count on. It's 1st and 5. That's a big play for North Scott. North Scott has the ball on the 48-yard line. The snap goes back. Drop back by DeVries. DeVries throws it out. Has Schmidt. Oh, it's through Schmidt's hands and he drops it. That's too bad. Unfortunately, the one fortunate thing about this, the clock does stop on any incomplete pass. In North Scott High School football, in high school football, the clock stops incomplete passes, first downs, out of bounds, timeouts. The only time it doesn't stop is when you're tackled short of the first down inbounds. So 50 seconds left to go at the 48-yard line of North Scott. DeVries is back. Run a little China route. Pumphrey catches it, breaks up field, is brought to the ground by Kilfoy. The clock stops. It's at the 40-yard line of Assumption. 42 seconds left to go. North Scott's getting the call in here.
First down.
They'll have a 1st and 10. Oh, North Scott calls the timeout. All right, folks. Boy, we have a great game going here. We'll bring a few more sponsors right now during this timeout. we got Jersey Grill and Rookie Sports Bar, both of Davenport. Jersey Grill, where great food, families, and sports come together. And Rookie Sports Bar, winner of numerous Quad City Times Reader's Choice Awards, including Best Pizza. Numerous flat screen TVs at both locations to catch all the action throughout the World Series, the 2011 college and NFL football season, and much more. Valent with Travis Ralphs of Eldridge. Valent, an agricultural chemical company supplying soybeans and corn herbicides and fungicides for weed control and diseases to the American farmer. Contact Travis at 563-726-1195. Valent, a strong supporter of Quad City area sports. And last one we'll go right now is Precision Air of Eldridge, offering you industry-leading service and technology for all your climate control and air control needs and cost-effective, environmentally friendly designs. Contact Keith or Trish Sheldon at 563-285-9510. Here we go, folks. We got North Scott Lancers driving here. They have twins to the right and left. DeVries in the shotgun. The snap is back. It's a little double move. Oh, and we had him bumped off the route there. They tried a little double move on the number 3 out there, Shebler. He did not bite on that initial out to Randy Schmidt. He did bump him. That is legal in high school football to be outside that 5-yard, and you can bump a little bit. Now, if the ball was in the air, that would have been pass interference. But the ball was not in the air yet when he bumped him, just enough to throw him off the route. We got 37 seconds left here. North Scott's got twins to the right and left. Tanner Johnson back in the pistol. Louis DeVries takes a handoff, sprints out to his left, throws it just short of Pumphrey. DeVries is frustrated with himself there. He knows he should have made that play.
We got 3rd and 10.
We got 3rd and long here, 3rd and 10, folks, from the 40-yard line of Davenport Assumption. 33 seconds left to go in the half. The call is coming in. There's not as much urgency here because the clock is stopped right now for the incomplete pass. Assumption's doing a good job of stiffening up here a little bit. Watch for Kilfoy on this. He's hunting out there for passes. DeVries drops back. He's got some pressure. Gumpert is open. He throws it up. He's got Tanner Johnson open. He throws it up for grabs, and it's knocked down. He had Gumpert open on the sideline. I don't know if he didn't see him or what, but he probably could have rolled his way to 10 yards had he thrown it to him. He is frustrated with himself, DeVries is. All right, they're going to bring out the punting team here. Schmidt will drop back. Schmidt's been dinged up the last couple of weeks, but he's looking pretty good in this game so far. Look for him to angle this punt. They'll want to keep it out of Kilfoy's hands. The less the times that boy touches the ball, the better for North Scott. It's a good snap. It's a good punt. Wonderful punt. Probably out of the end zone. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that here, folks. You don't want Kilfoy to get his hands on the ball. And that gets us a touchback. All right, folks, here we go. We have 18 seconds left. I wouldn't expect Assumption to come out here and do anything too fancy. They have a young quarterback out there. He is only a sophomore. He's looked strong running the ball. He has yet to put the ball in the air, though. Assumption does like to run quite a bit. North Scott's going to drop their 2 safeties back deep here. That's Burt and Johnson. Caleb Burt, Tanner Johnson. Yep, and that it will be the end of the half here. Jake Gervais just takes a knee. All right, folks, it is 14-3 here with time running out. The North Scott Lancers are leading the game. Davenport Assumption has shot themselves a couple times in the foot here in the first half. And we'll see if they can bounce back. They are still in this ball game, only down 11. They will have the ball after the half. Thank you very much, folks, and we'll see you after the half. All right, folks, we're back here. There's about 2 minutes left in halftime. We got a great show put on by the Davenport Assumption Band. We had a few new cheerleaders out there showing off their skills. They were pretty good, too. They were very excited to be out there. We're going to go over a few of our sponsors with you. So as you listen to these, please make sure you go and visit these people and spend a little money while you're there. The first one we'll go over is the Quad City Sports Register, your weekly sports news magazine covering the Quad City area from the preps to the local pro scene and the local racing too. Contact Chris Maloney at qcsportsregister@yahoo.com to subscribe today. You can also call him at 309-749-5773. How about North Scott Physical Therapy and Plaza Physical Therapy of Eldridge and Davenport? Stop in and say hello to Kevin Swanson and his great staff of fine trainers and great therapists. The Hair Hut of Eldridge, April Russ and her talented staff of hairstylists are waiting to give you the style you want. Call 563-285-4423 to set up your appointment today. Jersey Grill and Rookie Sports Bar, both of Davenport. Jersey Grill, where great food, family, and sports come together. And Rookie Sports Bar, winner of numerous Quad City Times Reader's Choice Awards, including Best Pizza, numerous flat screen TVs at both locations to catch all the action throughout the World Series and the 2011 college and NFL football seasons, and much more. Precision Air of Eldridge, offering you industry-leading service and technology for all your climate control and air quality needs, and cost-effective and environmentally friendly designs, custom fitted to your property's needs. The business specializes in geothermal systems. Contact Keith or Trish Sheldon at 563-285-9510 to find out more. Valent with Travis Rouse of Eldridge, Valent, an agricultural chemical company supplying soybean and corn herbicides, fungicides for weed control and diseases to the American farmer. Contact Travis at 563-726-1195. Valent, a strong supporter of Quad City area sports. Jeff's Car Corner of Davenport, located at 4th and Division Streets in Davenport, and named the Quad City Times Reader's Choice winner for Best Used Car Dealership in 2009 and 10. All right, folks, please go visit those sponsors and spend a little money there for us, folks. Here we go. We're going to start here the second half. North Scott is leading 14-3. Assumption will get the ball back. John rushes to kick off. He moves it over to the right, his right hash. The stats were fairly even, other than turnovers, which Assumption had 2. The kickoff is up. It's a high kickoff. It's a different one. It goes to Grothus. He's brought to the ground at about the 32-yard line. Tackled by Schwartz and number 53 on the play, Justin Kreider. That was a little wrinkle and we haven't seen from North Scott. He kicked it high into the air, kicked it from the right to the left, trying to get it to hang up there. Grothus came up and tackled it, only gained about 5 yards on the play. We may have a new style of kicking off here for North Scott. It was very effective for them. If they can keep them around the 30, they'll be happy. All right, we got Gervais is still in the game. Fulton is not on the sideline currently, so he will not be back in the game. The handoff is to Mum. He plows up the middle for about a gain of 3 on the play. As I was saying, the stats were fairly even in the first half. North Scott had 125 yards running. Assumption had 123. North Scott had 98 passing. Assumption had 73 passing. For total yards, North Scott was 223. For Assumption, it was 196. So not much difference, but those turnovers will kill you. Here we go. Oh, and we have a false start by number 43, Mum. This is about the 3rd or 4th false start that Assumption has had. Again, we have a different quarterback out there. The cadence could be different. It could be quieter. We have a little confusion among the referees here. They're looking at each other, not sure what they're talking about. We'll go back 5 yards. All right, that'll give us a 2nd and 12 here. So like I was saying before, we got a little confusion going on there with Assumption. New quarterback, different cadence, different sound. He's a sophomore. He's a good athlete, but that doesn't make you, have a real strong voice all the time. It's an in-night handoff. Nice play there. Number 11, Alex Grunder comes up to stick Kilfoy. That was the same play that Kilfoy had gone for a very long run, about a 45-yard run in the first half. That's just it's like an inside handoff reverse. North Scott actually used to run that play way back when they ran a little more of the wing T. But Assumption still will use the play. It's a good play. It's a misdirection play. But North Scott made a nice tackle on it. All right, the snap goes back. Gervais is back for his first pass. He fires it down the field to Zach Mumm, number 43. Nice throw there by Jake Gervais. We got a gain of nearly 23 yards on the play. Gervais has got a little different throwing motion. He kind of cocks it up to his ear and he just fires it straight from there. It's a very quick, compact throw. He put it on a line right to Mumm there. That's a nice throw that you can make your quarterback comfortable with. Something straight down the field, something down the seam. Nothing to the outside, nothing way down the middle. It's a run by Gervais. He brings it up the middle. He breaks through, and he takes it up for about a 9-yard gain on the play. Gervais also plays on defense. He's got very good speed, wonderful speed. Number 17, Mathis brings the play in. He tells Gervais leans in the huddle. He's calling out the play. Big number 77, Travis Talbert, their center, breaks out for the huddle first. Gervais drops back, throws it over to Clements, makes another nice throw to Clements for about a gain of 8 on the play.
Gain of 7 and a first down.
Jake Gervais, the coach has done something smart here. He's come out, let him run a little bit, let him knock those cobwebs out a little bit, and then he's given him a couple of easy throws. Nothing hard, nothing to, tough wide receivers. You got something down the seam, which straight down the field is one of the easier throws, and then you got a little stop route to the outside where the receiver's coming towards you. Gervais in the shotgun. Now he runs it off to the right. And he's driving, he breaks to the outside, he slips one tackle, and he's brought down by Holst from behind. Nice hustle there by Holst. Gervais is starting to get a little confidence out there. He carries for about a gain of 9 on the play. Looks like they're going to bring it in for a measurement here. So Gervais has come out here, and he's had a couple of nice throws, a couple of good runs. He's looked like he's gaining a little confidence out here. This is something that Coach Tippett and the North Scott Lancers don't want to see. Is for this young man to get confident. He is a very good athlete. It is a first down, Davenport Assumption Knights. You can just if you just watch Gervais move out there, he's moving in a more confident manner. He's slapping his hands. He's talking to his teammates there. You can tell he's just more confident out there. A couple of nice runs and a couple of good passes will do that for you. All right, he brings them up to the line of scrimmage. They have 3 receivers to the left, 1 tight end with that. It's a fade to Kilfoy. He's got him open. Nice play there by number 9, Randy Schmidt on the play. That's just your basic fade. You want to get that a little bit higher than what Gervais threw it there. You want to let Kilfoy use his athleticism there. Let him use his vertical leap there. Now he was going against probably one of the best athletes on the North Scott Lancers there, Randy Schmidt. So that it's a really nice matchup they have going on out there. We'll have to watch to see if Schmidt's kind of following Kilfoy around the field. He does on this play as well. So Kilfoy's got his shadow. Another fumble snap brought down on the play by number 30, Tyler Blondell. Again, a bad snap on the play. That has been Davenport Assumption's Achilles heel tonight. Is they've shot themselves in the foot a couple of times here. They had 2 fumbles in the first half that cost them points. One they were able to get a field goal out of, but the other one cost them the ball. They're driving on North Scott. North Scott is not stopping them. Obviously, by the yards, you can tell North Scott hasn't really stopped them. But Assumption's got to stop shooting themselves in the foot like that. We got a little confusion there. The play goes to Gervais up the middle. He runs it up to about the 17-yard line.
They got 4th and 10.
Clements will come on and try a field goal here. I know that Davenport Assumption is disappointed in this play. In this, because they were driving down the field. Be alive for anything here. Gervais is still on the field, so you still have your quarterback on the field. He's an up back as a blocker. The snap's back. The kick is up. And it is no good. Clement misses it off to the right. That is a huge stop for the North Scott Lancers. So we have 7 minutes and 40 seconds left. The North Scott Lancers leading 14-3 here. They'll get the ball back at about the 20-yard line. They'll come right in with the play here and line up and get going after it. North Scott, like we said, runs that no-huddle offense. Each player has a wristband that they read their plays off of. So let's see if Davenport Assumption can stop the Lancers here. They basically could not stop in the first half. Time did run out on the Lancers, but that was about it. He got a sprint out. Number 10 drops back. That's DeVries. Throws it to Pumphrey. And he gives him the catch. Nice catch there by Pumphrey. He went up in the air. It was questionable whether he was going to come down in bounds. Kilfoy shoved him, and he landed, looked as though he landed out of bounds. We're a long ways away, but the referee decided that the side judge decided it was a good catch there. About 17-yard gain on that play. We got twins to the right, twins to the left. Sorensen goes into motion. The handoff goes to Tanner Johnson. He breaks the outside. He cuts it up. He's ridden out of bounds by Nick Gorgon on the play after a gain of about 6 yards. Nice solid pickup there on first down. This is what North Scott was doing in the first half. It was just one play after another. It was an odd first half. There was no huge plays. There was only 3 possessions per team because the teams were just methodically running it down the field. 5, 6, 10, 7, 8. Just short, not long yardages, but enough to get first downs. We have twin receivers to the right and left. DeVries keeps it, cuts up, cuts to the inside, is ridden to the ground by a host of night tacklers.
Trey Anderson all over.
Maybe a gain of 1 or 2 on the play. So we have a third and about 4 on the play here.
3rd down and 3.
Here we go. We have a 3rd and 4 on the play here. Big play for Assumption. They need to get this stop here. They need this ball back. He keeps it. He throws it. It's a pass to Schmidt.
1st down.
And he just takes it up. Nice, easy pitch and catch to the outside. Gain of about 8 on the play. All that was Schmidt took one strong, hard step forward, then came back 3 steps. He let Sorensen get out in front and throw a block, and he took it, and he had the first down before they even touched him. Sorensen goes into motion. The handoff goes to Tanner Johnson. He cuts up the middle. Oh, and he's just tripped up there.
The ball carrier.
Gain of about 8 on the play.
Groth has tripped him up.
Groth is on the tackle there. All right, here we go, folks. We got the receivers switching sides here. Pumphrey and Gumpert to the right. Sorensen and Schmidt to the left. We have Tanner Johnson in the backfield, along with Louis DeVries in the pistol formation. Knights comes out in a 3-4 look. It's another pass. This one goes to Gumpert. And it was kind of low. Gumpert's your taller Ranger receiver, so when he gets that low pass, it's a little harder for him to go down and get it. He is 6'4".
Loss of 1 yard on the play.
Loss of 1 on the play. We switch wide receiver sides here. They run Sorensen off the field. They bring Blondell on. Blondell plays fullback out there. We got 4 minutes and 55 seconds left here to go in the 3rd quarter. It's a big play here. Pumphrey goes into motion. Lewis DeVries keeps it, cuts to the outside, cuts it up. He has the first down. We have a flag here.
First down on the play.
That's in that old area of holding, and it was thrown right at the feet of number 76, Jake Sturgeon on the play. Let's see what the preliminary call is. The preliminary call is holding against North Scott. It'll be 10 yards from the spot of the foul. So we'll have about a third and 12 on the play here. Third and 11, third and 12. So third and long. North Scott will almost undoubtedly come out and throw it here. This is a big play here for Assumption. They need this stop.
Picking up third down and 12.
If they can get this stop, they get the ball back, and they can take it down and get a touchdown, get within one score. Sorensen goes into motion. Looks like a blitz. There is a blitz. He throws it up. He's got Schmidt. Nice throw there by Lewis DeVries. He had number 29 bearing down on him.
14.
That's Trey Anderson. He threw that. He threw that before Randy Schmidt had even come out of his break. That's confidence right there that he knows where Schmidt's going to be when he releases that ball. That's a big play for North Scott to get that first down. They keep Blondell in the game. The handoff goes to Blondell. He plows straight forward. A nice gain of about 4 to 5 yards on the play.
Blondell, the ball carrier.
All right, here we go, folks.
4 on the play.
So we have a 2nd and 6. 3 wide receivers, 2 to the left, 1 to the right. DeVries in the shotgun with Blondell and Johnson. The handoff goes to Johnson. He breaks up the middle. He's brought to the ground by Matthew Carlin, the captain. Tanner Johnson showed some good sportsmanship by helping Carlin up. These two teams may not like each other, but they do respect each other. You know that. So we have 3rd and 3. Again, this is another big play. This is 2-down territory for North Scott, however. They can run or pass it here. They will not come out and kick a field goal. They will not come out and punt it either. Pumphrey goes into motion across the line. The handoff goes to Tanner Johnson. He breaks up the middle. He's straight up the middle. He breaks it to the end zone. Touchdown, Tanner Johnson on a 28-yard scamper. Touchdown, North Scott Lancers. That's a big run there by Tanner Johnson. That is his 2nd touchdown of the night. Nice run there. Nice blocking by that offensive line. That offensive line has made Tanner Johnson look good all year long. All right, here we go. We got Devin Johnson. We got a new kicker in. We have Verbrugge to hold, Kreider to snap. Good snap. Devin Johnson, it is blocked straight up in the air. It is no good. That was a very low kick there. Hard to see who got the block. Devin Johnson has a strong leg, but sometimes he tends to catch the ball a little high and hits more of a line drive. All right, here we go, folks. 3 minutes and 26 seconds left to go in the 3rd quarter. The North Scott Lancers are leading 20-3. And this is going to be a big play, big series for the Assumption Knights. They need to go down and get a touchdown here if they want to have any chance in this game. All right, here we go. Russ comes out to kick. Let's see if they do the same thing that they did before. They line up in the right hash and kick to the left. Yep, he's directing the referee to go over to the left there. Last time they did this, he kicked it high into the air. He's got a little wind at his back, so it'll help the ball carry and also keep the ball in the air a little bit longer. The other thing about this is it does set up perfectly for a onside if you ever want to do an onside. He kicks it high in the air, kind of in no man's land. The live ball, and they hop on it. That's a free kick. North Scott, Jake Schwartz saying they have it. I saw Matt Carlin hop in there after it too from Assumption. As they untangle the bodies here, let's see what they find out. North Scott's saying they have it. It is North Scott Lancer football. What a huge play there by the Lancers. He kicked it in no man's land. Nobody was around. A free kick. That's what when you do a kickoff. It's a free kick. Whoever recovers it is their ball. This is a huge play for the North Scott Lancers. They have a chance right now to put the proverbial nail in the coffin on this drive. They got the ball at the 32-yard line. Assumption's moving a little slower out there. You know they're not going to give up, but they're going to give it what they have. Assumption comes out in the 3-4. Pumphrey goes into motion. DeVries takes the snaps. He rolls out to the right. He's got Tyler Blondell open. He breaks up the sideline. He makes a cut, and he's brought to the ground there by number 17, Alex Mathis. What a great play there. It was a fake lead handoff to Tanner Johnson, and then you had Blondell sneak out into the flat there. Gain of about 16 on the play. Nice little play design there by Kevin Tippett. He's been working on that one, folks. All right, here we go. The snap is back. The handoff is to Tanner Johnson. He breaks up the middle. We have a flag on the play. It's in that old nasty area of holding. So we got a yellow hanky on the field. The call is holding against the Lancers. I didn't see who it was on. Speaking of colors, if you notice something, if you can see some of the fans, you'll notice a lot of them are wearing pink tonight. It is Breast Cancer Awareness Week. If you watched the NFL games last weekend and this weekend, you'll see a lot of people wearing pink for breast cancer awareness. We have many breast cancer survivors out there. I have some relatives that are. So if you know any of them, give them a hug, tell them you love them, tell them congratulations. All right, folks, here we go. We got twin receivers to the right and left. Johnson in the pistol formation. Sorensen goes into motion. The handoff goes to Johnson. He's brought to the ground there by Luke Powers. Nice play. Nice play by Powers there. He shot the gap and brought him to the ground. Luke Powers is one of their linebackers. 5'9", 170 pounds. I'm sorry, he is a lineman, not a linebacker. 52's linebacker number. All right, we have a second and very long here. Second about 27. Sorensen goes into motion. I'd be looking for a pass here. Looks like we got a blitz coming. DeVries has burned the blitz a couple of times tonight. He's got Pumphrey open in the end zone. Oh, and it's off his hands. Nice play there by, by Patrick Smith on the play. He had him open. He kind of threw a little bit of a duck up there. It was a decent throw, but it had a little too much air under it. Gave them time to recover. He did go after Powers, and he went to Kilfoy's side. We know Kilfoy's quite the ball hawk out there. Several interceptions this year and last year. We have a different wide receiver, Tom Allen, into the game. Sorensen goes into motion to the right. We got trips to the right. We got a little sprint out to the right. We had a screen set up. It was going to be sniffed out, though, by number 50, by 55, Joe Bush on the play. Looked like a good design, but Joe Bush made a wonderful play. He saw that screen pass coming, and he knew he was headed in a beeline towards Tanner Johnson there. It's 4th and long. I wouldn't be too surprised to see just kind of a Hail Mary pass to the end zone here. Too long for a field goal, too short for a punt. Maybe if they intercept it, you can pin them down a little bit deeper. So if DeVries drops back, he just throws it up, and he throws it out of the end zone. That's got to hurt a little bit out there, folks. Nice stop there by the Davenport Assumption Knights. They needed that stop there if they want to have any chance in this game. There's 1 minute and 54 seconds left to go in the third quarter. North Scott Lancers are leading 20-3. They just turned the ball over on downs. Knights have been driving it all night long. They've had the ball inside the 20-yard line 3 times, have only come away with 3 points on those 3. They've had 2 fumble snaps, which resulted in sacks, and they had a fumble out the back of the end zone. Gervais drops back and nearly throws an interception to Schmidt. There's a flag on the play. I think they're going to call a personal foul, roughing the passer. That's an interesting call, as he was getting hit as he was throwing it. You wouldn't normally. That's not a penalty. He may have been driven into the ground, and that's something that the referees do not like. Is once he lets go of the ball, he drove him into the ground. That's the call I think I saw the referee just make. Of course, that's a tough one on the defender when he can see the guy still has the ball as he goes to hit him and he releases it afterwards. You think you're tackling the guy. I know they want to protect those quarterbacks, but sometimes it gets a little silly in my personal opinion. Of course, I'm a former defensive player, so you know where I stand. All right, we have a 3-4. We have 4 wide receivers. Gervais drops back. He gets a little pressure from Holst. Holst almost chased him down. He gets tackled by Blondell on the play. Blondell cleaned up. I believe it was Holst on the sack there. Nice play by Caden Holst. Caden's not the biggest guy in the world. He's one of their outside linebackers, but he puts very good pressure. He's very good with his pass rush. He's in that backfield constantly. 6 foot, 185. Him and Blondell have pretty good speed out there at those outside linebacker spots. All right, we have a 2nd and 15 on the play. We have some noise here. We got twin wide receivers right and left. We got a draw. He goes straight up the middle. He gains about 7 yards on the play. Gervais kind of plowed his way forward, trying to give themselves a more manageable 3rd down here. The way Northcott has been moving the ball tonight, even if they don't get the 1st down, as long as they gain some yards, you may see Assumption go for it. Northcott has kind of moved the ball at will on them. They haven't been able to stop them. Northcott's only stopped themselves on downs and when the time ran out 1 time. We've got short motion here. Gervais rolls out to the right, throws it back. It's to Mum. Makes a nice catch on the play. Mum just plows his way forward. What a big run by Mum. That was nearly sniffed out by John Kinney on the play. Again, Gervais was hit on the play. We have an official's timeout. I believe they're going to measure this. Yes, they are. While they bring in the measurements, we'll just go over a few of these sponsors. We have the Hair Hut of Eldridge. Call April Russ at 285-4423 for an appointment. It is a first down Davenport Assumption Knights. Persistent Air of Eldridge. Give Keith or Trish Sheldon a call at 563-285-9510. All right, folks, back to the action here. We got a 1st and 10 at Northcott's 48-yard line. Gervais is in the backfield there. He's been looking pretty good so far. Had a few good runs, a few good passes. He's been getting hit a few times though. And we have another offside. That's on big 89 Eric Lammers. He's their good tight end. He's their star tight end. That's about the 5th one, I believe, since Gervais has come into the game. Here comes Clements into the game with the play. We got number 3 Shebler coming out. Clements splits out to the left there. Gervais has 2 backs back there with him. And I believe we have another full start. So this will be number 6.
Procedure against the Knights.
I'm sure if we could see Wade King. He might have a few veins popping out of his neck or his head because I know he's not very happy right now. We have a 1st and 20. The last time the North Scott got Assumption in this situation, Assumption was able to complete a couple of passes and a run for first down.
North Scott 20.
All right, folks, we have the end of the 3rd quarter. North Scott is leading the game 20-3. Davenport Assumption is currently driving, and we'll come back right after this. All right, we're back to action, folks. We have Davenport Assumption with the ball. They're driving down the field at the start of the 4th quarter here. It is 1st and 20 after a couple of full start penalties. So we'll see if they can get a couple chunks of yardage here to make a little more manageable. Kilfoy goes into motion. We got a sprint out to the right. He's looking for Lammers. He throws it. Incomplete. Nice play by Caleb Burt. The pass was intended for Kilfoy on the play. Jake Gervais was rolling out there, threw a laser down the field about 20 yards on a rope. Just incomplete though. So we have a 2nd and 20 here. Wouldn't be surprised to see Assumption run some kind of draw here to either mum or just a straight up quarterback draw to Gervais. They've done that a couple of times tonight, been very successful with it. Gervais has had several 10, 12 yard runs on that play. Here comes Clement into the game with the play. North Scott's been kind of having a spy on Kilfoy all night long, and he has not been able to get off much. He did have the 145-yard run, and we have a timeout by the Davenport Assumption Knights here. Wade King is discussing something with the referee, is not very happy. Well, folks, just 12 seconds in, we have a timeout, and we'll come back right after this. All right, here we go, folks. We got a 2nd and 20. Gervais back in the shotgun. We got receivers, twin receivers right. We got a receiver and tight end to the left. The snap goes back. Gervais, a little double move there. He's got Kilfoy. Kilfoy is open, and he overthrows him. Kilfoy had a step on Randy Johnson there. Had he been able to complete that one, he would have been off to the races. That is unfortunate. That is one where you know you need to keep it to the outside a little bit, but you got to try and keep the ball in bounds. You got a hole out there when they run. They look like they're running kind of a cover 2 or 2 deep zone, and so there is a hole out there on the sideline. But unfortunately, he was unable to hit him. Here we go, Gervais in the shotgun. The snap goes back. It is a draw. He breaks up the middle. He's brought to the ground by a host of tacklers there. Mitch Hughes comes up, pounding himself on the head like he made the tackle. John McKinney also rolls off the ground, assisting with that tackle. We will have a punt here by the Davenport Assumption Knights. They bring their punter out. He's a big boy, number 77. Travis Talbot might be the biggest punter in the league. He's 6'1", 250 pounds. It's a good snap. Woo, it's a big punt too. Nice punt. Pumphrey on the return. We got 2 flags on the play. Lots of laundry out there. I think all that fighting and scratching that Pumphrey was doing is going to be for naught. Had a couple of holding and blocks in the back, I think. Unfortunate. That'll take him back to probably about the 5-yard line there. We got a holding. There was 2 flags. I don't even think they're going to bother to call the other one. I think that one was a block in the back. Either way, it's half the distance to the goal from the spot of the foul. That'll put him back at the 5-yard line. You know, on these breast cancer awareness week, I always thought it'd be kind of neat. I know it's the yellow flag is what they've always used, but I thought it'd be kind of cool if they used the old pink flags. They can't do it in the pros because a lot of those guys have pink towels, but here at the high school level, they could definitely do it. There's not too much pink out there. There's a lot of red, white, black and silver out there. All right, we got a 1st and 10 from the 4-yard line, 5-yard line of Assumption. Watch for a couple of runs here to Tanner Johnson. The handoff goes to Johnson. Johnson breaks up the middle, runs through the tackle, takes it out to about the 14-yard line. He gains about 9 yards on the play. That's exactly what North Scott Lancers needed there, was just a nice big run, get a little breathing room out there, get an easy 2nd down here. They got an anything down. They can call whatever they want. They got the whole playbook at their disposal. Blondell is in the game. That is not Blondell. That's Linkman in the game. Sorry about that. Sorensen. And Tanner Johnson is tackled for a loss. Sorry about that, folks. Sorensen was in the backfield with Tanner Johnson and Louis DeVries.
No gain on the play. 3rd and 1.
3rd and 1. Big play here. Here comes your big fullback, Tyler Blondell. Tyler Blondell measures out about 6 foot, 220 pounds. I wouldn't be surprised to see a handoff to him or Tanner Johnson follow him right up the gut after a big block. The handoff does go to Blondell. He just plows forward for the 1st down. Cover the ball up, boy. You don't want to fumble that.
First down.
Nice run there. They just bring him on. Bring old Tyler Blondell on, let him be a battling ram for one play, and then send him off. Those fullbacks, they don't get any fun. Here we go. Louis DeVries back in the shotgun with Sorensen and Johnson flanking him. We got a bad snap here. The pass is behind DeVries. Had a low snap there. Had a blitz coming. And it was a... Usually that's a throw that DeVries will make, but he threw it a little bit behind him there. All right, folks, we got a 2nd and 10. There's 9:18 left here in the 4th quarter. North Scott Lancers are leading this game 20-3. They're trying to just run the clock out. The way they've been, they have the thing that they call it in the pros, the old 4-minute drill. That's where you just want to keep the ball, keep the clock moving, keep running, keep moving the ball, keep coming down. You don't even care if you score. You just want to keep the ball in your hands. The handoffs to Johnson. He breaks out to the left. He's brought down on the play by Alex Mathis, one of their linebackers. Mathis has had quite a few plays tonight. He's a pretty good ball player out there. We have a 3rd and long on the play. Big play for the Assumption Knights here. They're down 17 in the game. They need some stops here. They need to get the ball back. They need to score quickly. Louis DeVries flanked by Tanner Johnson to his left. We got a little shovel pass. That is an incomplete pass, folks. You'll see a lot of guys hop on that. They get excited about it because they think it's a fumble, but he does throw that ball forward. That's just that's a very safe play. That's a play that you call when you're up by 17 with 8 minutes left in the game here. All right. We have Kilfoy back to return along with LaGrange. You got Randy Schmidt back doing your punting. Look for Kilfoy to get this ball. Not a very good punt. Not a very good punt. Went off the inside of his foot there. He shanked it. He kicked the ball from the 24-yard line. That is a 13-yard punt, folks. That is a big break for your Davenport Assumption Knights. Let's see if they can take advantage of this. That gives them a very short field. Like I said, the big thing about high school football is 8 minutes and 30 seconds is still a very long time to play in this game. When you have 3 timeouts and the clock stops for just about every play, it's an eternity. Lammers switches sides here. And Lammers goes into motion early. That'll be number 7. False starts with Gervais in the game. At some folks' point, at some point, folks, you can't blame this on Gervais. The rest of his team has to start listening and has to be aware of his cadence. He's not going to change it, obviously. He can't change it. That's his voice. So they need to start listening to him. All right, here we go, folks. We got number 3, Shebler, out to your left. Gervais takes a snap. It's a little toss out to Mum, and it's a fumble, and he recovers right on it. You can tell Gervais is not very happy with himself. He's getting frustrated. A big loss on the play of about 5 yards. We have 2nd and 20 here.
2nd and 20.
The ball is now on the 49-yard line of Assumption. They started with the ball the 49 of North Scott. They started with the ball on the 39-yard line. Here we go. Gervais drops back to pass. He throws it up. He's hit, and he has a man, and he overthrows him. He had Kilfoy open again, stood in there, took a shot from Holst, and just overthrew him. Word was Kilfoy has been a little dinged up as of late, so we don't know if he's running at full speed out there. He is limping a little bit coming back to the huddle. Kilfoy is a wonderful player. He's been recruited by some Division I schools. Word was Iowa was taking a look at him. He has yet to offer him a scholarship. He's also been recruited by some Division I AA, or as they call it, I think, FCS now, Football Championship Series. Here we go. Gervais, play action pass, sprints out to the right, throws it to number 17 on the play. He hustles up, makes a nice gain of about 14 yards on the play. Mathis, the linebacker running back, makes the catch out there. Makes it a much more manageable 4th down here.
13. We got 4th and 7.5.
We got about a 4th and 7 here. Big play here. They're going to come out passing, you would think, but they have had some success with some quarterback draws. They come out with 3 receivers and a tight end. In shotgun formation. Gervais drops back to pass, throws it to Kilfoy. Nice play by number 9, Randy Schmidt there, knocks it down. Turnover on down, North Scott Lancer football. All right, folks. That may have been the final nail in the coffin. We still have 6 minutes and 58 seconds left here to go in the 4th quarter. If North Scott can come out and run 3 or 4 minutes off the clock here, don't be surprised to see him keep it on the ground quite a bit. And watch for the Assumption Knights to really just kind of throw the kitchen sink at them to stop that run. That's what they got to do. Assumption may have to start using their timeouts here at some point to keep more time on the clock for themselves. Good news to report. Derek Fulton, the quarterback, is back on the sideline. Not in pads, but he's back on the sideline. The handoff goes to Tanner Johnson. He breaks up the left-hand side. He takes it out for about a gain of 9 yards on the play. Tackled by Alex Mathis on the play. That's exactly what North Scott needs to do. The clock will keep running here. There's 6:40 left in the 4th quarter. Kevin Tippett, the coach, he'll take his time calling in the play here. Everybody's going to kind of take their time. They're in no hurry to get going. The handoff goes to Tanner Johnson. He pushes away forward for a 1st down. Gain of about 3 on the play. The clock will come to a stop in time to set the change, but the clock will start moving again once the change are set. Watch for Coach Tippett not to get in a hurry. He calls in the play now. Schmidt is out of the game. He's not playing right now. We do have Tom Allen in the game. Schmidt has been a little dinged up, like I said, so they might just be holding him off for defense. The handoff goes to Tanner Johnson. He bounces it to the left. He breaks up the middle. He takes it for a gain of about 17 yards on the play. Nice run there by Tanner Johnson. Tanner's not the tallest guy in the world. He is very strong, though. He knows, he spent some time in the weight room, and that he very rarely does he get taken down by that first contact. The clock will continue to move here. This is exactly what North Scott's looking for. 5 minutes and 40 seconds left. They've already taken about a minute and a half off here just by running the ball. They come out in a 5 wide receiver set. Tanner Johnson comes into motion. DeVries keeps it, cuts out to the right, breaks it up the field. He's brought down on the play by number 55, Joe Bush. Bush is another common name here at Davenport Assumption. The Bushes are very well respected here in the Davenport community. I know a few of them. A few of them are good friends of mine. All right, here we go. We got twin wide receivers to the right and left. Sorensen goes into motion to the left. It's a handoff to Tanner Johnson. He just follows Sorensen there. He carries it up to about 4 yards on the play, close to that first down. The clock is still moving. They're calling third down on the play. 3rd and inches here. 3rd and very short.
3rd one.
Clock continues to move. 4.5 minutes left here in the 4th quarter. The play's in. Wouldn't be surprised to see DeVries keep it here. He sprints out to the right. This is surprising. He's got a man wide open. It's to Pumphrey. Pumphrey dances into the touchdown, into the end zone for a touchdown. What a call there by Coach Tippett. Nobody was within 10 yards of J.D. Pumphrey there. He called just a little fake there on 3rd and short. Everybody was looking for him to run it. And he pulled it from his belly. DeVries did, sprinted out to the left, threw it to Pumphrey, and he was barely touched as he went into the end zone. Here comes Devin Johnson back out to kick. We got Justin Kreider on the snap. I made an error in the first half. His cousin is Casey Kreider, who's snapping for the Iowa Hawkeyes. We got a false start on the play. Legal procedure, not sure who it is on. So that'll bring him back 5 yards. It'll make a 25-yard attempt. Not sure where Verbrugge's walking to. He's walking back a little farther than that. Verbrugge is one of the wide receivers. Everybody thinks the hold is an easy thing. It is not an easy thing. It's not a fun thing to do. You got to have good hands. You got to have quick hands to do it. The kick's up, and it's short. No good. All right, folks, here we go. We got 4 minutes and 8 seconds left. North Scott Lancers are leading this MAC conference game 26-3 over your Davenport Assumption Knights, and we will be back right after this.
Nobody's leaving in Lancer.
All right, here we are back to action, football fans. We got 4 minutes and 8 seconds left here to go in the game. North Scott's leading 26-3. John Russ is getting ready to kick off. He's putting it in the middle this time. I wouldn't be surprised to see a little squib kick down the field. We got Tim Kilfoy back to return. We have number 9 is the one of their up back, LaGrange, and Grothus is their other up back. It is a squib kick. Lammers, the big tight end, picks it up, rushes up the field, puts down that shoulder, and he's taken down to the ground at about the 32-yard line. We'll see how Assumption Knights responds here. We just want a nice clean football game here going on out. Kilfoy comes off the field, limping a little bit. North Scott has done a great job tonight of neutralizing him. He has got behind their D-backs a couple of times, but with the different quarterback in there, he hasn't been able to get the ball to him. The handoff goes to Mum. He just slams up into the middle there. Nice run by Zach Mum. He pushes the pile forward for about a gain of 2 or 3 on the play. Big number 75, Ben Clausen on the tackle there. Alex Cole runs the play in. Gives it to Gervais. Watch Caleb Burt back there. He doesn't even go up towards the line of scrimmage. He's going to stay minimum 15 yards off that line of scrimmage. He's going to try and knock anything down that's thrown deep. Don't need any long plays to let him get in this game. The handoff goes to Mum. He breaks it to the outside. He stiff arms Lingsman, and he's brought down by number 30, Tyler Blondell. We may have a face mask or a horse collar on the play. Horse collars when they grab inside the back and inside the shoulder pads. Personal foul. There's no call on it, but I think it was a horse collar tackle. That is a 15-yard play. The reason that they brought that rule into effect here a couple of years ago is quite simply it's a very dangerous way to tackle. They used to do it a lot. I remember watching Jerry Rice many years ago get horse collar tackled, and that great receiver tore his knee up on that play. Many other players have been hurt on that play, so that's why they don't allow it any longer. You can still grab the jersey, you just cannot grab those shoulder pads. The handoff goes to Mum. He breaks the outside. He's running hard. What a great run by Zach Mum. He was nearly stopped for a 2-yard loss. He powers his way forward up to about the 33-yard line for a 5-yard gain on the play. Wonderful run by Mr. Mum there. That kid's got some power in those legs. The Knights are driving here, trying to get down for their first touchdown of the night. The handoff goes to Mum. He breaks it up the middle. He puts his head down, and he's ridden to the ground by Jacob Schwartz. Great run there of about 23 yards on the play. 18 yards on the play. Just put a stamp on that boy because he's toting the mail all the way down the field here, boys. I wouldn't be surprised to see him hand it again. And you know that he likes this. Running backs love just to get the ball over and over again. Bad snap, brought to the ground by Holston Blondell. Bad snap there. It hit him right in the toes. Gervais comes up limping a little bit on the play. Let's hope he's okay. Here comes Clements into the game with the with the play. Looked like that play was going to go to Mum again. We have 1 minute and 45 seconds left in the game. Mum goes into motion. The handoff goes to Mum. Mum breaks up to the inside. He's ridden to the ground by Ben Clausen there.
The ball carrier.
He's helped out a little bit by Tyler Blondell and Alex Grunder on the play. He regains the yardage they lost on that fumble. We have a 3rd and 10. There's no way that they're not going for it, so they can do whatever they want on this play. I wouldn't be surprised to see him hand it to Mum. I think he's carried it just about every time on this series of plays. Another not a bad snap. Blondell's brought down on the play. Gervais is brought down on the play by Blondell.
Gervais behind the line.
It wasn't a bad snap that time, just happened to go through Gervais's hands, unfortunately.
4th down and 15.
4th and 15. I would assume this is going to be a pass, but they have run it on earlier down when it was 4th and very long. They have 4 receivers, 3 receivers and a tight end. Gervais drops back, looks down the field, throws it up, throws it to the corner of the end zone. Pass intended for Shebler on the play, and he outthrows him. All right, folks, we have 30 seconds left to go in the game. This will just about do it. We want to thank our Sponsors: The Hair Hut, Jeff's Car Corner, Jersey Grill, Rookie Sports Bar, North Scott Physical Therapy, Plaza Physical Therapy, Precision Air, the Quad City Sports Register, and Valent for all your support. Please, folks, will you patronize those places? Give them a call, see what they can do for you, because they're the ones that are able to bring this to you. They're the ones that make it us able to bring this to you here with Family Ties Production and Jess Medina. North Scott will come out and they'll do their favorite play in the playbook. It's called the Victory Formation. That means you get to kneel on it. And he kneels on it, and that should be the game, folks. All right, folks, we may have to do one more snap, but the final score of this game is going to be 26-3. The North Scott Lancers.
Final score, North Scott 26-3.
All right, folks, it was a great game out there.